Hello guys, si Keshan Velasco ulit ito at welcome sa episode 3 ng laro tayo ng Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut main campaign. Okay, tuloy natin yung ano natin. Yung huling episode natin guys, lumabas na tayo sa hideout natin, tapos may hanapin tayong kakausapin para sa next part ng dahil nga hinahanap natin si Green Winters. Tatanong tayo doon sa character kay Altrag Kreuzberg, home to nearly 500,000 people and until very recently Monica Schaefer, once a melting pot of cultural diversity. It's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, anarchy and control. It's also home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighborhood that locals call the Kreuz Bazaar. As a safe port in the eye of a storm. The ride back to the Kreuz Bazaar is quiet. No one is in a talking. Never mind. Basta yan. So, kailangan natin kausapin si to. Altag Barakazi. Wala pang pwedeng interact na. Wala naman. So, nasa baba yung target natin. So, teka. Libot muna tayo dito. Baka meron pa tayo pwede Donations for the soup kitchen had slowed somehow. I'm not surprised. Altruism often. Bilis kasi. Teka. Dito tayo magsimula. Lane, halo sa pangalan troll, parang yung character natin sa Shadowrun Returns. Before you stands troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing at all. His great mass is barely held up upright by two vintage prosthetic legs, along with a crutch. Under one arm, his body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. Haven't been here long. I should hope so. If you know Monica. Sure, I know Monica. You wanna first then? I'm Raquel Siddhartha. By the way, there's something you should know about Monica. I leave you be. Ato na rin. Good to meet you, Raquel Siddhartha. Name's Alexi Lane. What's your place in the Kreuz Bazaar? That a name I should know? What do you do here, Mr. Lane? Okay, ito lang. Ache and groan mostly. And try not to be a bother. There's something you should know about Monica. Okay, I leave it na lang. Wala pa pwedeng na... Wala. Ito naman si... pangalan? Samuel Beckenbauer. At the sound of your approach, the orc turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, Elf. Can I help you with something? I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it that you run a charity of some sort? No questions, I'm just passing by. Okay, so ito. He nods. Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as give me specifics. He clears his throat, then begins to count off on his fingers. In the past several years, I have established a shelter where the dispossessed where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of the cruise bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. This is true. He nods to the orc at his side. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've got 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the cruise bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all of the hundreds of other little things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear that she idolizes Beckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you good day. I don't wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. 15 assorted orcs and trolls? Does that mean that other races aren't welcome within your organization? Are you accepting donations? Okay. Baka makatulong sa atin yan eh. Yes, of course. We're actually desperate for them. Truth be told, people seem more intent on taking care of themselves than they are in providing for the less fortunate. Of course, these concepts are not unrelated. As poverty rates increase, so does the crime rate. Assisting the needy increases the quality of life for all. In any event, our shelter has some basic needs that desperately need to be filled. The walls of the shelter are not insulated, and new blankets would go a long way toward keeping our guests healthy and comfortable. Ideally, we'd like to purchase some space heaters as well. With 250, you could make the purchase, of course. I do not expect you, a relative stranger to our needs, to contribute that much. Whatever you could spare would be much appreciated. 250 here. Just take what you need. I've got you covered. 100. Take 100 nuyen. I can spare the money, and you could clearly use it. 50. I'll pitch in 50 nuyen. 10. Here, take 10 nuyen. Okay. So, sige. Sabi nga nila, di ba? Generosity is a good virtue. So, yan. Sige. Here, take 250. Samuel eyes widen. This is incredibly generous. Thank you, main Freundin. Not a big deal, Sam. Do good with it. Teka lang guys may ano ko message ako check ko lang. Dali lang guys. With this donation, we have reached our first goal. Thank you so much for your kind assistance. I'll put your contribution to work stocking the shelter with blankets and heaters. Not a problem. Please do not downplay your contribution. You have shown kindness at a time when few others will. That means something. It means a great deal. Are you accepting donation? I'd like to talk about your organization's policies. Let's talk about some sige, ito ng policies. Yes, what would you like to discuss? You said that you work with 15 assorted orcs and trolls. Does that mean that other races aren't welcome within your organization? Nothing for now. Samuel, let's talk. Sige. That's taking a rather narrow view of what we do. Yes, it is true that my assistants are all members of the Goblinhood race. Goblinoid race. It is also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangers, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. Ben, discrimination. I hire only goblinoids because mainstream human society has created a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orcs and trolls of the Cruise Bazaar deserve a workplace where they will be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn a desperate person away, regardless of that person's metatype. Even humans, the most privileged of all races, are welcome at our door. Isn't that what's most important? Huwag mo sabihin para kayong universal brotherhood. Your use of exclusionary language is telling. Even humans are allowed. I'll reserve judgment. You're helping people, and that's what's important. It is. I agree. I agree with. It is. I agree with what you're doing here. You're feeling a vital need in the community. Vital. He nods slightly. Thank you for saying so. Now, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? Wala na. Okay, I'm just passing by. Okay. Okay lang kahit nawalan tayo ng konti. Ano lang naman yan, pareha lang naman eh. $1,000 pa rin naman yung cash natin. U-Bahn platform. Check natin kung anong meron dito. Kung sabihin may tao rin dito. Wala naman so far. Wala. Hindi pwede tumawid. Okay, akala ko pwede tumawid. Well, never mind. Libot muna tayo. Doon sa baba yung destination natin eh. Pero libot-libot muna. Wala. Nusunan talaga tayo ni Dante. Ano ba yan? Oh, may tapa dito. See me, ata sa pangalan na. Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a wife of a girl who looks far too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see to them. I wasn't aware of any convent or church nearby. You're high as a kite, aren't you? 7 what? What do you have to care for? She's there when I close my eyes, and I'm Maria. may tama ata sa utak. She says I'm to be governess of the children. Maria. Ano yan, no? Sound of Music. You notice a chip jack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as a likely BTW. Ayun pala eh. BTL. Better than life chip user. Ano ba yan? Junkie. Lost between reality and any number of better than life virtual constructs. I need money to get back to them. This story sounds familiar. Look, do you know Monica? I'm going to step away now. Yan na lang. Yes, good. I need to rejoin the children. Sound of music, grabe. Lawak pala nitong area na to. Ano ba yan? Phone rings. Sagutin nga natin. It's an old obsolete phone booth. It's an old obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. Pick up the receiver. A monotone pitched adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. A shock, hirap magbasa ng German. The shock writer's contact for the case is no more. Recal's data is listed as a follow-up contact. This is our only secured line to these keys. Please listen to the following instructions carefully if you are a supporter of our cause. Continue listening. Who are the Schachwellen writer? I think you have the wrong person. Wrong lady. Continue listening na lang. We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one, you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the matrix ourselves. Okay, mga underground missions. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought after information returned to this location. Ano tayo dito? Data mining job. The line goes silent. Hang up the receiver. I'll keep an eye out. The line remains silent. Hang up the receiver. Okay yan Ano yan? Statue. Pwede inspect ng statue. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park. But the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artist has wielded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. Okay, abstract art. As you approach, a small, grimy monitor at the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Kunzel. Hello there, I'm Herbert Kunzel, the creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Press the one key, statue name. Sige. This is my tribute to Victory, the victory of anarchy. It is both a citation and parody of the statute It is both a citation and parody of the statue we destroyed some 20 years ago. You may remember it from the history tried as the Siegesboot or Goethes. It's German, hirap basahin eh. Press the second, press the 2 key, installation history. Isn't it obvious? The Sigus booth, a monument to the hubris of the Prussian state, gets blown to bits. So someone takes a lot of bits and builds a monument to the hubris of anarchy. Hirapan magbasa. I mean, what more is there to say? Press the 3 key. About the artist. I am the visionary Herbert Kenzel. From the Lindwormer you might know me from. Okay, well, there isn't much I'm known for yet. But I intend to change that. All art is born from history, after all. Step away from the statue. Sobrang daming German words. Nahirapan ako lalo. Okay. So, balik tayo sa... Baba ulit tayo. Dito naman tayo sa kabilang side. Malawak tong map na to. Ano ba yan? Mas malawak to kaysa sa ano. You looking for some magic? Mind frightened? Yun lang. Kasapin natin to. Pangalan. Zack Flash. Ano, shaman to malamang. This elf has clearly seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated as though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms, and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all of this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours, and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, mein Freunden. You here for some magic? Because Zack Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish. He's your magic man. I might be interested. Magic? Are you a street mage? No thanks, buddy. I'll just be on my way. Are you a street mage? Zack lets out a throaty, barking laugh. Street mage, me? Do I look like a street mage to you? He shakes his head, but his smile doesn't waver. He fishes a small bag of pills out of his back pocket and dangles it before your eyes. No, chummer, I'm not a street mage. I've got the magic in my blood, and the magic in these bags. But you won't catch all Zack's studying any spellbooks. Well, in that case, let's talk about the magic you've got in that bag. Sure, bag there. What have we got? Interesting. Let's talk about something else. Sige, ano to? Ano siya? Hindi siya mage. Ano siya? Yung feeling ko siya. Ano yung nagbebenta ng mga temporary, boost. Oh, a little bit of everything. I've got your Zen and your Hyper, your Nitro and your Nova Coke. If you want it, I've got it. Zack leans towards you and lowers his voice to a conspirational whisper. I've even got a special concoction of my own design, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're serious about getting high. Ba yan? So you wanna conduct a little business? Show me what you've got. What's the deal with the special concoction? What's up with the bandages on your hands? Show me what you've got. Sabi na eh. Yeah, yung dito, yung stat boosters. Okay, so wala. Kwenta. May tao pa dito. Gumari met back. The Romani patriarch is an impressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested. Despite his age, his voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy with the stench of pipe tobacco. Tavern Backstale, elf. You're here to conduct some business. If so, I welcome you to Metpack arms and ammunition. If not, keep right on walking. I have cash and I need weapons. Show me the goods. I'm here to buy. Care to tell me about your inventory? I was actually hoping to ask you a few questions. Ito, tingnan ko ng weapons niya. May outfit siya. So, kailangan ko ng rifle. Range combat 3 kailangan. AK Smart Link. Upgrade dyan. AK-97 na may Smart Link. Okay yan, sige. Inventory. Benta ko tong original ko kahit na konti lang. 250. Okay, outfits. Kano? 650. 5 hit points additional. Hindi na. Okay, so wala na akong masyadong fans. Bawas na. At least may bago akong weapon. U-Bahn platform. U-Bahn ulit. Wala namang ano. Pero wala rin ano. Sa baba. Ano yan? Building yata to. May tao rin dito. Ito muna. Masarap natin. David. Oras ba? Oras pa tayo sa timer. 30 minutes pa. Okay. Mostly dialogue lang ginawa natin. Wala tayong combat pa. Pair of round eyes peer up at you from under the hood of a grime-smeared winter coat. You recognize him as David, one of the Cruz Bazaar's street kids. If you need to guess, you'd place him in his mid-teens, though it's difficult to tell beneath the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs. Chasing her feels like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for the kid. Oh hi, oh hi, Raquel Shitarta. Have you seen Monica around? I've been looking all over for her. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, kid. She's dead. Oh look, I don't have time for this right now. Why don't you go ask Paul? I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, kid. The kid blinks, a blank expression on his face. She's dead, isn't she? It was quick. She went peacefully. That's the most that any of us could hope for. It was horrible. There was blood everywhere. I'm sorry, kid. We all are. Yeah. Look, I think I want to be alone right now. Okay lang. So, yun yung target natin. Pero mamaya na. Ito muna, ano ba to? Talismonger shop. Wala naman akong kailangan sa talisman eh. Pero tignan na, pasok na rin tayo. Tignan natin kung ano meron dito. The Talismonger shop. Absinthe ata sa pangalan na. Pangalan pa ng ano. Tag dito yung alcoholic concoction. Something about the young elf behind the counter makes your breath catch in your chest. She's lovely to look at, but it's a strange kind of beauty. Her eyes are large and luminous, and impossibly green. As she looks up at you, you can see that her irises are flecked with iridescent gold. So shaman siya. Hello and welcome to Algernon's. Nagkaroon pala ng si Algernon. Nagkaroon ng franchise sa mga magic shop. Perhaps I can help you with something? As she smiles up at you, her eyes fix on yours. A curious feeling of weightlessness fills your chest. It feels as though you're floating in a warm, calm sea. A gentle current pulls you closer to absinthe. And the sensation is pleasant. As you drift, the golden specks in her eyes begin to move. Willpower, wala ka yan. Look deeper into her eyes. Look away. Wala tayong willpower eh. The golden specks in the elf's eyes shift and swirl, slowly picking up speed. It's mesmerizing. All at once, the specks explode into light and color. Absinthe's eyes now fill your field of vision, and it feels as if you're drowning in an alien sea. The patterns traced by the shimmering specks in her eyes are kaleidoscopic, enchanting, nearly impossible to turn away from. Lose yourself. You are lost. Your entire world has been reduced to a churning vortex of green and gold. Dimly you become aware that something is happening. You feel your body being buffeted by unseen forces, and suddenly everything goes black. Ano ba yan? Namag pa yata tayo. Check ko lang. Kala ko nawalan pa tayo ng fans eh. Slowly and painfully, you struggle your way back to consciousness. The shop's owner, Algernon, is peering down at you, an expression of concern on his face. Absinthe stands beside him, her expression one of embarrassment. Ito na naman si Algernon. May ties pa rin talaga sa unang game. Welcome back, friend. Algernon extends a hand to help you to your feet. Absinthe shifts slightly to allow you to stand. But what was that? What happened? My fault, and my apologies. Sometimes when I daydream, I bring others along for the ride. It was unintentional, yes, but there was no harm done, correct? You'll be fine. No harm done. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go stand in the corner for a while. Harmless? I don't think so. Step away from me, elf. I want nothing more to do with you. Okay, so number 1 lang. Wala naman pwedeng ma-interact. So, sasabi ko man si Algernon ulit. Greetings, young elf. The elf's voice is smooth as silk and rich as clotted cream. Something about him instantly puts you at ease. I am Algernon, Half-Crib, the owner of this establishment. In my shop, you will find only the finest in magical paraphernalia. Now tell me, how may I serve you? If you're selling, I'm buying. Show me your inventory. Okay, I have a question if you don't mind. So on second thought, I've got to go. Thanks anyway, Soda. I have a question for you. You are in luck. I have a great many answers. What kind of magic do you practice? Shamanic? Hermetic? Personally, the true kind. But I sell goods tailored to all traditions. In my shop, we do not discriminate. Now, is there anything else? What's your story? Have you been in this cruise bazaar? Have you been in the cruise bazaar long? Oh, nag-start siya sa ano eh. Nag-start siya sa ano eh. Dito sa Seattle. I have many stories. Stories of dancing spirits and raging dragons. Of unchecked magic and swarming chaos. All of those stories are true. As for the cruise bazaar, I have always been here, quietly peddling my wares. It is a simple life, but a good one. What's the deal with your assistant? There's something funny about her eyes. I've seen this a friend. Nothing more. She helps out around the shop when the fancy strikes her. She is nobody's assistant, and I am no one's master. But her eyes. He pauses for a moment, considering. I believe that they suit her personality. Can you see what you're selling? On second thought, wag na lang. Labas na tayo dito, mahirap na. Teka, sabi ko lang siya ulit. I've seen keeps her eyes hidden from view. Please excuse me, I have work to do. Na-conscious na siya dahil sa nangyari. Okay. Dito yung objective natin pero libot muna tayo. Teka. Tingnan pa tayo kung may iba pang pwede puntahan. Tepe, ganun lang. Hindi pa nang galing eh. Mallet Halyay. The dwarvish tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with the glare from a dozen tried screens. She speaks in a clipped, heavily accented German. Problema, nahirapan na nga ako eh. Tapos German pala. Welcome to the Data Haven. Can I help you with something? I need some tech, and I'm on a tight schedule. Show me what you got. Erosion. Tingnan natin kung may mabibili tayo. $1,000 din. Ito kailangan ko. Saan? Killer level 1 yan. Tapos kailangan ko ng ito. For now. Time funds. 100 na lang. Okay, punta tayo dito. Save muna natin. Cafe Chevre. Yung kakasapin natin. Pero kasapin mo natin ito isa. May isa pang ano ito. John Goldschmidt. John Goldschmidt. John Goldschmidt. Hello, my friend. The voice that comes from the man in the chair is as enormous as its owner. A deep booming roar, dripping with unrestrained mirth. A fine day for a soy cafe, yes? Yes, it certainly is. Every day is a fine... I've got her on. Yes, it certainly is a bit... From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeeper cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes his soy cap by the bucket. Ano siya? Mas malala kay mas malala siya kay James sa Returns. John Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently, he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. Altag, my friend, you're as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. If you wouldn't mind, are you going to okay. If you don't mind. Once again, the shopkeeper cuts in. To bow to me, you would first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeeper claps his hands together, clasping them in front of the chair. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an axe to assist with the task. With luck, you will be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can John Goldsmith do for you? Something bad is going to happen if he doesn't stop interrupting me. Why did you put up with those insults? Don't you have any pride? Nothing, I'm done with this. Okay. Don't you have any pride? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Altag, who in turn hurls more insults. Goldsmith raises his soy cup in salute. And thus, the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer. Yes, Altag? 2 years of soy cup and strained patience, yes. And I remain happy, and Altag makes money. An ideal business relationship. That all sounds perfectly healthy. Take care, Jan. Goldsmith gives you a deep nod, his jowls quivering. Until next, my friend. Save ko muna para kakausapin na natin yung main target natin, si Altag. Teka, check ko lang yung timer. Okay, 15 minutes pa. Siguro naman pwede na yan. The man behind the counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Dante, I will fetch his water dish. And perhaps a coffee for our friend here. Paul Ansel sends his regards. Soika, Black. Just killing time. I'll be going now. Okay. Okay lang. 95 yan na lang natitira sa atin, pero okay lang. The Turk looks disgusted. Very well, a Soikaf. He talks to himself. Baka hindi dapat natin reload ko na lang ulit. Baka ayaw niya na magbayad tayo. Ano ba to? Baka ayaw niya na magbayad tayo sa kanya. The Christmas are insulated from the rest of Berlin, an island of hope in the swarm of crime, chaos, and misery. Your home and the former home of Monica Schaefer. Its uneven streets and familiar faces are a welcome sight. Mali yung niload ko. Ba yan? Eto. Mali pa yung na-load ko. Ano ba yun? Oh, ba't ganun? Ano ba yan? Sinave ko ah. Ano ba yan? Ano ba nangyari dito? Bigla nagkamali yung mga load files ko. Ayan. Naload din na maayos. Ulitin natin. Ayaw nyo na magbayad tayo. Menu board. The specialty today is a caramel soy cafe. Kasabi ulit natin siya. Ano mako? Ulit lang. So, okay. Paul Ansel sends his regards. Yun na kagad. Okay. When he hears Ansel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Okay, at least 100 pa yung funds natin. Very good. Please express to her Ansel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs, seen to in the future, I am always happy to provide. He tells me you're developing the menu for a friend of his now. Her Winters, I believe. I want to hear all about it. Catering, I don't follow. Paul is always pleased to send business your way. Her Barakasi. He was hoping you could discuss some of the details of his Queen Winter's order with me. Ito. The coffee shop owner offers you a smile. Of course, of course. Her answer is too kind. Barakasi turns his head and calls into the back room. Kami, come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Barakasi spits something out in rapid fire Turkish. Kami, as you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room that she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I am embarrassed to even ask, but I would be most appreciative of your help. What is this trifle? I'm not your errand girl. I do a job, I get paid. Of course, Her Barakasi. It is not trouble at all. Altuk's voice lowered to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I have installed a number of data tabs to Berlin's fiber optic network. As part of my civic duty, you understand. These tabs provide free matrix access for all who live in the Cruise Bazaar. In order to maintain their how do I say it, their anonymity, each tab's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tab and reset it. Simple enough. That's it. No catch? Don't you have people for this? Okay, simple enough. Yes, it is a simple job. Time-consuming and a bit tedious, perhaps, but simple. Just reset the tabs and come back. When you are finished, there should be 3 of them, scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows pointed atop it. By the time of your return, I should have information. Her answer requested. Okay. So, meron tayong objective. So, lalabas muna tayo. So, save natin sa labas tapos end ko na episode dito. Pointed arrow. Check natin. Nandito lang daw sa labas eh. Saan? Box na may pointed arrow. Ito? Ay hindi. Kay Algernon yun eh. Anyway, mamaya na. Next episode na lang ulit guys. Save na muna natin dito. Okay. Next episode na lang natin gawin yan. Kaya saan pala sa signing off guys. Next episode na lang ulit.